We thought we had rules growing up, but the royal family's household rules are on a whole other level. Honestly, I couldn't have been the only one wondering what life would be like for children of literal royalty, and if you guessed that the household rules for George, Charlotte, and Louis were more than a little intense compared to the average kid, just wait.
I know that in the position I'm in, that's what's required of me to do.
Say it calmly or don't say it at all. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have seemingly everything most of us would want, but at the end of the day, kids will still be kids. So occasional bickering should be expected, right? You would think so, but not in the royal household. According to The Sun, shouting is absolutely off limits in their home, or mansion. Instead, Kate and William have an alternative approach to handling issues between their children. Not a timeout corner, not a stern talking to, but a chat sofa. Here, they're encouraged to talk out their feelings and frustrations instead of yelling at each other. They're also encouraged to never go to bed angry with each other, and honestly, that's advice we could all use. Keeping a united front. We've all seen it. One parent says their kid can't do something so naturally they ask the other parent, and some of us have done it ourselves. Sure, that works in pretty much every preteen sitcom in existence, but it will not fly with Kate and William. To help with this, they use the same no shouting rule they expect their kids to use. A source told Daily Record, things are explained and consequences outlined, and they never shout at them. And honestly, kudos to them. With the high demands of being the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, along with the demands of just being a parent in general, it can't be easy to always stay calm and keep a level-headed demeanor when kids start acting like, well, kids. Exploring nature literally every day. At this point, most of us know that going out in nature has a ton of benefits and can be great for your mental and physical health. Though Charlotte, George, and Louis are still a little too young to fully understand those benefits, Kate and William still make sure their kids spend plenty of time outdoors, in literally any type of weather, rain included. According to the Daily Record, if it is tipping down, they will still go out. Wet weather is just inappropriate clothing. You have to put the right stuff on. That's pretty intense to say the least, but it's actually a great way to make sure kids are tired and ready for their strict 7 p.m. bedtime. No processed foods in this house. Eating excess processed food isn't great for anyone's overall health, but most of us at least got to enjoy a little bit of that good old high fructose corn syrup every now and then. But as we've probably covered by now, the Cambridge household is all but your average family. As the royal children get older, they're pretty much destined to have to take on similar roles that their parents took on, and having a healthy diet will definitely help the kids meet those demands in the future. Not to mention that there really isn't a need to consume so much processed food when you have an array of private chefs to help out in the kitchen. Neutral colors are the new black. You don't have to be a super fan of the royal family to know that Kate, William, and the rest of the Cambridge family always come dressed to impress. And you may already know that black attire is a must for the family when traveling in case they may need it. But because of this, simply wearing black clothing during the day is prohibited by the family. Personally, I don't know what I'd do without black staple clothing items, but the Cambridge family just makes it work, and it seems effortless for them. Their outfits are always on point and expertly coordinated, so just what you'd expect from the kids of a Duke and Duchess. No baby food for babies. It's not too surprising that children of royalty wouldn't be allowed to eat processed foods, but at first glance, not being allowed to eat close to the only foods babies can eat seems a little drastic. But looking at everything else we've covered so far, it wouldn't really be on brand for the royal family if it wasn't a rule, right? I guess all those private chefs really do come in handy in the Cambridge household. And it makes sense, seeing as how any fresh produce the babies eat has to be mashed and pureed twice to ensure there are no lumps in their food. These kids haven't even grasped the concept of eating yet, and they still eat like the future kings and queens that they are. Serving in the military. Prince William joined the Army, Prince Charles joined the Navy, and Prince Harry served in the Air Force. If you're sensing a theme here, you'd be absolutely right. Men in the royal family aren't just encouraged to join the military, it's expected of them. They may not have to worry about that now, with George and Louis still being as young as they are, but eventually, this is something they'll have to consider doing as they get older. But for now, they're expected to enjoy being kids, seeing as how Kate and William strive to give their kids as normal of a life as royalty royal children can have. And we love to see it. I mean, look at this. Adorable. Emotional coaching. With all the etiquette training, international travel, and always having a plethora of new people to meet, the Duke and Duchess are pretty much required to be humble and well-rounded, and they raise their children to replicate those same qualities. Even in photos and videos of the royal family, they seem to have a warm and welcoming presence, and there's a reason for that. According to a royal source, emotional coaching is a Cambridge parental building block. Awareness of others less fortunate than themselves, physical and mental health, and going to sleep in a calm, happy house is so utterly important to them all. Royalty or not, that's something we can definitely get behind. Telling literally everyone about a new royal birth. We're not kidding. Every child born in the royal family has the announcement of their birth publicized for all of England to see. Well, kind of. According to royal traditions, the birth of a new child is written on a royal letterhead and sent to Buckingham Palace. From there, the letterhead is placed on an easel in front of the palace for all to see. Or, you know, they just use Twitter. Think about it though. These kids are alive for maybe an hour before they have more publicity than most of us will ever have in a lifetime. It's a pretty nice accomplishment for someone who's less than 24 hours old. No Christmas gifts on Christmas. Not to say that the royal children don't receive gifts on one of the most important holidays the royal family celebrates. It's more so that Christmas Day is usually filled with more than a few traditional obligations. There are 2 church services the royal family attends in the morning, followed by lunch at Sandringham in the Red Drawing Room. The Queen addresses the nation and the family spends the rest of the evening enjoying quality time together. Because of this, it's tradition for gifts to be exchanged on Christmas Eve instead. Sorry, Tim Cook, no iPads allowed here. It may be a staple product for a lot of parents raising kids today, but iPads are banned from Kensington Palace. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have pretty strict rules when it comes to screen time for their kids, and you can already assume there's a hard time limit for it. As great as YouTube Kids may be to a lot of people, a different approach is taken in the Cambridge household. A source told Us Weekly, as 2 people who grew up without gadgets for entertainment themselves, William and Kate are firm believers in toys, outdoor play, and encouraging an active imagination. They're very much a normal family. Doing chores. You'd think that if you live in a place with nannies and personal chefs, chores would seem like a thing of the past, but that's actually not the case for the royal children. Both George and Charlotte assist Kate in the kitchen to cook the family's meals, and Prince George has even been known to help out with delivered groceries and frequently asks if there's anything he can help carry inside. It shows how down-to-earth the family is, and Kate and William waste no time teaching their children how to be polite, kind, and grateful for all the help they receive around the house. Staying home on school nights. Okay, honestly, this may be the most normal rule that Kate and William make their children adhere to in the house. The royal family has a hectic schedule and have countless obligations they must meet, but it's refreshing to know that the Cambridge family doesn't pack their children's schedules with too many demands during the week. Seeing as how education is so highly valued to the Duke and Duchess, they set strict rules for their children and don't allow them to go to events on school nights. This way, they're well rested and ready to attend classes the next day. Cloth diapers only, please. With personal chefs making twice pureed food for the young princes and the Princess of Cambridge, we can all pretty much unanimously agree that the life of a royal baby is already as glamorous as it gets. Remember the whole public baby announcement thing from a few minutes ago? Insane! And to top it all off, royal babies are only allowed to wear cloth diapers, and nannies are required to know how to properly put them on and fold them for the children. There's also always someone on duty to wash the diapers whenever they need it. With all the hard work the nannies and housekeepers do to assist the Cambridge family, I'm sure potty training time couldn't come soon enough. Having a hands-on approach to parenting. While the Duke and Duchess have an entire staff of nannies and caretakers for their children to help with their busy schedule, some may be surprised to find out that Kate and William are very hands-on with their children, even when it may be looked down upon from time to time. Apart from already allowing themselves to get messy while playing outside with their kids and participating in craft projects, Kate and William take pride in being the primary caretakers in their children's lives. When Prince George was born, the couple didn't decide to hire any outside help at first, and focused on just being parents. It's no doubt that the royal children's upbringing is something most of us can't fathom. Or maybe that's just me. What do you think of these intense family rules? Would you have been able to follow them growing up? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to The Things Celebrity for more videos just like this one.